What's up, dudes? Max here with a response to a question that I receive all too often since the game came out. Maximilian, where the hell is Titanfall? And to be honest, it's a really good question. I can make excuses and be like, I'm moving and all this stuff is happening and Fulgore and Killer Instinct and all these things are kind of happening. And yeah, it has been kind of busy in my life, but it's kind of weird that I haven't played a lot of Titanfall over the past month or so. In fact, the last time I had an opportunity to play was with subscribers, and I don't even say that as an opportunity, that I really wanted to play. So here's kind of the thing. I think Titanfall's an amazing shooter, and it's a lot of fun. The last time I had an experience playing was kind of different, though. Like I had a chance to play with friends, right? And I think I live streamed this. We went through the campaign of the game, like the entire technical single player of Titanfall. And this kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because the single player of Titanfall is literally just the multiplayer. And when we already, know that, we understand how that is, but when you actually experience it firsthand and you really have these matches that are kind of, that are like multiplayer matches, they have the same objectives as multiplayer matches, but they're the exact same thing, dude. It's like the laziest thing possible, and I'm not even going to say that it's lazy, especially because they didn't have much time to make Titanfall. Like, the game had to be made pretty fast, and they went for the multiplayer part first. And at the end of it, I was just like, well, the only reason I'm going to do this is to unlock Titans, like, because it's the exact same thing as multiplayer. Like, the stories that are told in multiplayer are even sometimes more interesting than the stories that they're trying to tell within a multiplayer match of single player. That's pretty much what Titanfall single player is. And that's like the worst part about the game in my opinion. But it's a multiplayer game. You shouldn't be focused about, worrying about single player and the characters. It's kind of like all about the balancing, the shooting, the guns, and stuff how Call of Duty has been for the past many years, right? You just care about the multiplayer. But for some reason, I was always just really intrigued by Titanfall's lore, its story, its looks, and things like that, and just kind of like, I wanted to know more. Especially when you jump into multiplayer and you get on these maps like Boneyard and all these other places where there's these huge, giant creatures and all this stuff, and it's like, oh my god, this game is insane! What the hell is going on? Like, it just so much I wanted to know. And literally none of it is really answered within the story mode of the game, or very little of it is actually delved into, which was very disappointing. It wasn't that made me stop playing Titanfall by any means, but there's a couple other things that really hit the hammer on the head why I stopped playing recently, and it made me realize something. Because I still enjoyed playing with friends, and the majority of the time I was playing Titanfall outside of the beta was actually with people, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. And the times I've jumped into it otherwise, where I've just been alone, I just kind of didn't put effort into going and finding people to play with, and I was just playing, and didn't really have too much fun, because I played Titanfall ever since like February, pretty much with the initial betas. So I came across this realization, why there hasn't been any Titanfall videos especially, and it's mostly because after a conversation I had at the Runback within a Killer Instinct tournament, I was talking to Death Dealer Wolf and Pusha T about what the heck is going on with this game, and they had the exact same situation, and a lot of other people seem to have had the same reaction, where they kind of just stopped playing Titanfall. And it's really good, you defend it. I think the game's fantastic as far as its multiplayer design, and it's just traditionally a lot of fun, but for some reason it didn't keep my interest really fast than the interest of others. And it's not to say that I'm not interested or I'm dropping it, but I understood last night after this conversation why. And when they were telling me that, yeah, I stopped playing Titanfall 2, like the only time I play that game is in short bursts and with friends. And everyone else agreed, like, yeah, I only play that game with friends. I only play that game with friends. I only play that game with friends. And I was like, wow, you guys are actually right. When I started thinking about Titanfall, the only times I really enjoyed it is when I was playing with subscribers recently, where we actually got into matches and we never ever left, we never ever allowed one of those ships to evacuate the planet. Every single time that shit blew up, like, it was a ton of fun, and I really enjoyed live streaming that game at that time. But the other times that I had tried to get back into it, to make videos, or to do coverage on a gun or a Titan or something like that, I kind of lost interest. And you know me, like, I have to have interest in something. Like, I was excited, really excited for Titanfall coming up to it. I was really excited during the beta. But after a few weeks after it had been out, I only made about one video. And mostly because my excitement dwindled. Like, and this was the big reason, that I couldn't be the same lone wolf. In most other shooting games, like the ones that I really was into in the previous generation, mostly the Lost Planet series, Lost Planet 1 and 2, and a lot of the Call of Duties, you can kind of be a lone wolf in all of those games. You can run around, be badass, get a lot of kills, save your team, and hallelujah, let's go. it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy lone wolf aspects to shooting games. But I understand that's not the design of Titanfall. Titanfall's really designed and really meant for you to take advantage of a team, a coordination of people, because, dude, if you're playing something other than attrition, and you're, like, getting C, and you capture C all by yourself, and you kill a bunch of guys on it, and you find out that B is being lost, or A, so you run all the way over there, which is a long way in this game, that is no short distance. You get over there, you recover B or something like that, you get it back, your team now has it, but then you lost the one you were just at. In a situation like that, that's super frustrating if you're alone and you're not coordinating with a team of any kind. And when you're with people, that's no problem. Hey dudes, I got this one. I'm going over this one. Make sure they don't lose this, or let me know if they do. That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I think Titanfall thrives upon. And when I ran into people playing this game and I was running around solo, it was nothing but teams. It was nothing but these big coordinated teams, and I just was like, most of the time, if you're on a team that isn't doing well, you're going to get murdered at the same time. And that's not a bad thing. Most games are traditionally team-based now, outside of things like Call of Duty. Battlefield is pretty much a team game in a lot of situations as well, so all I'm saying is that I don't want there to be no more Titanfall. I really like to have a balance of a shooter and other games. So I'm thinking the best way to alleviate this, and if you guys have been having similar issues as well, is for me to probably stream more Titanfall with subscribers, with people that have actually wanted me to play the game and stuff like that. And the time I did do it previously on the Twitch channel, and if you guys want to check that, it's in the description below, that was some of the most fun I had with the game. Even though I was super rusty, I was doing terrible, but the amount of fun we were having to actually coordinating stuff was really cool, and actually jumping on the mic with people would be even better. So all I'm saying is that I don't want there to be no more Titanfall. There's already been announcements of stuff that they're doing with burn cards for Titans, with new map packs and stuff like that, and I want to be a part of that, and I want to actually enjoy it with everyone else. Because I think that over time, I need to be more open to playing these games online with people, and that's pretty much a fault of mine. Is that I always like the lone wolf mentality of just sitting on my butt, sitting down and shooting like 90 dudes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Either way, I hope this alleviates some of the concerns you guys have had about me with Titanfall videos. I do want to, we'll be doing something different about it very soon, and I'll be making these videos that show up on this channel that announce if I'm live streaming Titanfall. So if you guys want to jump in, I'll do my best to, every few games, get a new set of 5 subscribers or 5 people that are within the channel at all that want to play Titanfall in playing games with us, and to be honest, that'll be a lot of fun. If you ever play with me and we ever win, trust me, that ship never leaves the planet. It is freaking awesome. Thank you dudes very much for watching. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you guys on Titanfall.